Namaskar. Om. Today we are discussing the Shankara Bhashya of the 21st verse of the second chapter. Veda vinashinam nityam enam ajam avyayam katham sa purusha partha kam khadayadi handikam. One who knows this soul as indestructible, eternal, birthless, without decay. How can such a man of wisdom kill somebody or entrust somebody to kill? Katham, it is not possible. So Shankara is elaborating that such kind of actions are not possible with the man of wisdom. That is shown. Tatra kejit pandidam manya vadandi janmadi षड्भाव विक्रिया रहित अविक्रिया अकर्ता एक अहमात्मा इति न कस्यचित् ज्ञानमुत्पद्यते यस्मिन् सति सर्वकर्म संन्यासम् उपदिश्यते इति. Some people who claim to be scholars, actually they are not scholars, they are pseudo scholars. They claim that the soul which you have described as without that 6 ways of modification, starting from birth to death, as described by Yaska, such kind of soul cannot be experienced by anybody. That is the assertion of such kind of scholars. And they say that if at all anybody experience such a soul, only to those persons abandoning all kinds of actions can be done, and not for others. It is not practical for others to abandon their actions or rituals. It is only for the utopian people who have realized this self. What they argue is that it is not possible. It's an impossibility. They are pseudo scholars. So Shankara answers, tat na jayade ityadi shastrobadesha anarthakya prasangat. So what you say is wrong, because if what you say is true, what described by Krishna as in the previous verses, na jayade na mriyate vakata jitnayam bhutva bhavida va na bhuya. It is not born, there is no death for the soul, it was not absent before, it will not be absent in the future also. So such kind of verses will become false. So Krishna will become a liar. So that's not possible. All these Upanishads, all these Gita, Brahma Sutra, everything will become irrelevant, because they are teaching the false things. So that is not acceptable. Yadhaja shastrobadesha samarthyat dharma astitva vijnanam kartucha dehantara sambandha vijnanam utpadyate. So we know that by studying certain scriptures, people get the knowledge about meritorious deeds. People know the ways to go to heaven. And those people who follow these things, these meditations and upasanas, they get knowledge about their previous births and births to come. So if those scriptures are true, why can't a scripture which is higher than them, that is Upanishad, which is the most superior kind of scripture. Why can't you believe that what is described in them? Tatha shastrat tasya eva atmana avikriyatva akartruttukattvadi vijnanam kasmatna udbhyatide iti prishtavyade. So what is described in these Upanishads as soul is without any modification and there is no doership, kartrutvam, for the person, for the man of wisdom. So why can't you accept that also? Why can't you think that by following this Upanishad, you will get this knowledge about soul? What is preventing you from thinking about it? What is preventing you from believing it? Karacharana karanagocharatvad chet. So they are objecting that we have seen from your own scripture that the self or Brahman is beyond senses, beyond mind, beyond intellect. You yourself have described that. Karana agocharatvat. So it is beyond karana, beyond all instruments, beyond the senses and mind. So we say that the opponent is saying it cannot be grasped or it cannot be experienced because of your own statement that it is karacharana agocharatvat. It is beyond the experience of senses and mind. So to that we answer, nah, it's not like that. Manaseva anudrishtavyam idhi shrutehe. Manaseva anudrishtavyam. It can be seen with the mind. It can be experienced with your internal instrument. Manaseva anudrishtavyam. It's also there. Shastracharya Upadesha Shama Damadi Samskritam Mana Atmadarshane Karanam. So how the mind or the intellect which is purified with the advice of the teacher, guru, preceptor, and with the Shastras, the scriptures, the Upanishads, and which is cultured, Samskritam. So such a mind and intellect can grasp and experience this soul or the Atma. So what we say is that it is not at all experienced by the senses or mind. You should not take that in that sense. The mind and the intellect which is purified by the advices of the Guru and the Upanishads is capable of understanding and experiencing the soul. That is what is meant. Tadadigamaya anumane agamam cha sadi jnanam na utpatte idi sahasamatramedat. So by inference and by the scriptures, Upanishads. So you have different ways to experience this soul. The teachers who have known this Atma is there. We can use our brain, we can use our intellect, we can use inference, we can use the scriptures. So by using all these means, we can experience the soul. Then if you say that there is no way to experience soul, your statement will be ridiculous. Because your intellect is destroyed, it is damaged. That's why you are saying so. Because there are means to realize this self, means to realize this soul. Jnanam cha utpadyamanam tat vipareedam ajnanam avasyam badade iti abhyupagantavyam. And not only that, once the knowledge arises, it will completely destroy the ignorance. So whatever you see, whatever you experience as the world and the things here are the products of ignorance. So once the knowledge arises, it will destroy the ignorance. Then all the products born out of your ignorance will also be destroyed. So why can't you understand that? Tacha ajnanam darshidam handaham hatosmi iti ubhau tauna vijanida iti. And what is ignorance? Krishna is showing in the shloka, in the verse. Handaham, I am the killer. Hatosmi, I have been killed. I am killed. This is the sign of ignorance. Ubhau tauna vijanida. That's why Krishna confirmatorily tells that. Ubhau tauna vijanida. These two people are not knowing the truth at all. One who thinks that I kill him, or one who thinks that I am being killed. These are the signs of ignorance. Ubhau tauna vijanida. These two people are not knowing the truth at all. Atra cha atmano hananakriyaya kartrutvam karmatvam hedu kartrutvam cha jnanakritam dasidam. So the soul cannot be the doer of killing. It cannot be the karta or the doer. It cannot be the object that being killed, or it cannot become an agent for killing also. All these things are the products of ajnana or ignorance. So becoming the doer of killing, becoming the object of killing, or becoming an agent of killing, all these things are products of ignorance, and these things are not possible with the man of wisdom. Vidushaha, that is man of wisdom, these things are not possible because they are all born out of ignorance. Tacha sarvakriyasu api samanam kartrutvade avidyagratatvam avikriyatvat atmana. So Krishna is taking this killing just as an example. He wants to show that all actions and all rituals, all kinds of actions and all kinds of rituals, they are all born out of ignorance, and a man of wisdom cannot do anything. He cannot do any kind of actions. Sarvakriyatvat atmanaha. Atma is without any actions or modifications. So all kinds of actions are impossible for the soul. Atmana vikriyavan hi karta atmana karma bhuta vanyam prayojedi kurudi. So one who thinks himself to be the doer, then only such a person can make any actions or make somebody else to act. Kuru. A man of wisdom cannot do these things. That is what Krishna says. Tat edat avisheshena vidusha sarvakriyasu kartrutvam hedu kartrutvam cha pradishedadi. Bhagavan Vasudeva vidusha karmadhigara bhava pradarsanardham veda vinashinam katham sa purusha ityadina. So Krishna wants to emphasize the fact that a man of wisdom have no right over actions because he is not doing anything at all. So that's why Krishna asks Veda Vinashinam, so such a man of knowledge, how can he kill anybody, Katham sa Purusha Partha. How can he kill anybody, or how can he prompt somebody else to kill? That's not possible, because he is a man of wisdom. And Krishna wants to say this to all kind of actions, not killing alone, all kinds, sarvakriya pradishedatvam. All kinds of actions and rituals are denied in case of a man of wisdom.